excited to introduce our next speaker. He's new to the world stuttering community, SAAD from Saudi Arabia. He just found out about StutterFEst about a week ago, and he's here. So we are so excited to have him. SAAD, take it away.
Thank you, Tom. My name is SAAD ALMUNAJEM, and I'll be talking to you about raising awareness in Saudi Arabia through my support organization, MUNAJEM, which means stutterer in Arabic. So this is the logo for MUNAJEM. It was made by my sister. In the back of the head here is the word MUNAJEM, and I feel like as people who stutter, our stutter is always with us. It's always in the back of our heads whenever we speak. So I wanted to display that in the logo. And here, like coming out of the mouth, are like different dots and dashes. And I wanted to just display like the different kinds of stutters that a stutterer has, and I wanted to have that all in one logo. So now I'll tell you a bit about myself and my journey with stuttering. So I've stuttered for as long as I could remember, and I've hated my stutter for most of that time. I was indirectly made to feel that my stutter was something bad with me, that my stutter was something that I needed to change, that I needed to heal. So I tried to hide my stutter whenever I spoke. However, I was never really able to do that. And whenever I would talk, my stutter would come out, and I would feel angry and frustrated at myself that I wasn't able to hide my stutter. And like that negative cycle of thoughts and emotions occurred every time I opened my mouth, and like it wasn't a healthy cycle. As the only person in my family and in my community, like in my surroundings that has a stutter, I felt alone and I felt misunderstood. And that made me hate my stutter even more, because like when people around me would try to help, for example, they would complete my sentences, they would take me to speech therapy without me wanting to go to speech therapy. That just made me like not want them to offer that help anymore, because it didn't make me feel good. So I decided to like dissociate with my emotions regarding my stutter. And like I began to act as if my stutter did not affect me, when in reality it did, just so they wouldn't try to help me. So I acted as if everything was good, but in reality it wasn't. And I continued like that up until I was 19 and studying at the University of Washington in Seattle. Over there, I decided to go to speech therapy, and it was my first time where I actually wanted to go to speech therapy, not my family wanted me to go to speech therapy. And I'm really grateful that I went to speech therapy in Seattle, because it gave me a place where I would talk about my stutter every other week. It gave me a place where I could start to think about my relationship with my stutter and my feelings towards it. And then I came to the realization that I don't want my stutter to stop me from doing what I want to do. I don't want my stutter to stop me from answering questions in class or making new friends in college. I don't mind the stuttering itself, but I don't want it to stop me. And when I had that change of mindset, I feel like my relationship with my stutter also changed. I began to actually love my stutter, and I came to the realization that stuttering is not something bad. I was just born different. I just need a bit more time when I talk, and that fluency is not the goal. Like being able to say what you want to say is the goal, and that is the measure of success, not being fluent. And that change of mindset made me like, it was a very powerful shift in my life that like I still carry with me to this day. So now coming to raising awareness in Saudi Arabia. After I graduated, I was coming back home and I wanted to do something regarding stuttering in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, and I think in most of the world, stuttering is viewed as something negative, something that should be removed, because most normal people talk fluently. So having a stutter is not the norm. So you need to heal and be fluent like everybody else. However, I wanted to introduce acceptance. I wanted to introduce that stuttering is not something bad. We just need more time when we talk, and that what really matters is just being able to say what you want to say when you want to say it. I also wanted to educate people on the correct ways to interact and deal with people who stutter. So those were my main goal. Like for people who stutter, I want to introduce acceptance for them, like for them to accept themselves. I want to help them achieve that. And for people who don't stutter, I wanted to teach them, educate them about stuttering and the correct ways to deal with it. So I did my first gathering, my first event on October 22nd, 2021, which is the International Stuttering Awareness Day. Every year on that day, I want to do something for stuttering, but I never felt able or ready to do anything up until this past year, where I felt ready, capable, and that I have enough support around me to actually do something for stuttering on Stuttering Awareness Day. So I did an event where people who stutter would come and share their stories with their stutter, and also just like have a place where people would come and listen to them, where it was like a safe space where there was no judgment and people just wanted to learn and hear. There was a lot of crying in that event, in that night. It was amazing. Like all of my family cried, I cried, the crowd cried, and I loved it. And I'm thinking of making it an annual event, at least, that every year on Stuttering Awareness Day, I have to do an event to celebrate stuttering or people who stutter. Also, as for متلعثم, my main platform for raising awareness is Instagram. So I'm trying to raise awareness virtually, and up until now I posted two videos. The first one, it's called Take Your Time, and it's like a day in the life of a person who stutters and all the thoughts that go in their head before they open their mouth. And then like the second part of that video was me interviewing my friends who stutter and like have them share their feelings regarding stuttering. The second video is called Digiga, which translates to 1 minute, and it's a minute-long video interview with me that talks about the thing that frustrates me the most as a person who stutters. And actually, I'll play that to you right now. This is it.
أكثر شيء ينرفزني هو إذا جو الناس وكملوا لي الجملة وأنا أتعتذر، لأنه مرات كثيرة إذا جو يكملوا لي الجملة يقولون الكلمة الغلط، فتنرفز لأني مو بهذا الشيء اللي كنت بقوله. اغلب الاحيان اسفه الشخص اللي قدامي تماما كانه ما قال شيء واكمل اتاتا الين ما تطلع مني الكلمه. ولا مرات اذا مره كذا تنرفزت اقول لهم اصبر خليني اخلص، وهذه دائما تنفع انهم يصبرون الين ما اخلص. مسوي لي حساب بانستغرام اسمه متلعثم. الهدف منه اني اوعي المجتمع عن وش هي التاتا وكيف يتعاملون مع الشخص المتاتئ. وابي اقول للناس عطني وقتي.
Yeah, so that was the short video, and now I'll continue with my presentation.
Let's go. Long road ahead.
Yeah. Also, a goal of mine is to make raising awareness cool. Like, I want to make the content that I produce be consumed by people who stutter and people who follow the account because it raises awareness for stuttering. But also, I want to make it that even people who, like, I want to make it that people would follow the account just because the content I post is cool and interesting, not just because of stuttering. I realized that I have a passion for designing t-shirts and stuff in general, like accessories. So this was the first t-shirt that I designed. It says قف لا تكمل كلامي, which means stop, don't complete my sentences. And I wanted it to be so big, so in your face, that whenever I'm talking to someone and they see me stutter and they are thinking of completing my sentences, they would read this and think twice about doing that. And I've also made some stickers like with the same printing on it. And I plan in the future to sell these t-shirts and stickers, to have them as a small source of income to fund Mutalathim and the events that I'll do in the future. And another thing I did to raise awareness is I created the small business card sized infographic, I guess, where it would educate people on how to correctly deal with people who stutter. And as my main audience is people in Saudi Arabia who speak Arabic, you can see that all of my content is in Arabic. However, I translated the 6 points that I had on the card here on the right, and like it's basic stuff where I think all of us know, but I think the general public don't know these things, and I think they are like some essentials that they need to know about stuttering, like to make the person that they interact with feel seen and welcomed. Then I also want to talk about some doubts that I'm having as a person who just started a support organization. So I've started less than a year ago, and sometimes I feel that what I'm doing, like raising awareness in Saudi, feels too big for me. Another time I get doubts that am I bringing anything different to the table? And then other times I think, is there even a need for me? And like I know the answers to all of these questions. Like I know that what I'm doing is too big actually, but I'm up for it. When the doubts of am I bringing anything different to the table comes up, like I know that I'm bringing something different from the interactions that I've already had. Like I know that I'm bringing a different perspective to stuttering than what's already there, and that just answers the next one. Like there is a need for me, but that doubt is still with me, and I think I need support. I need to ask for support from others in the community in Saudi Arabia to help me like raise awareness. I don't think I should do it alone. I think having support would really help me achieve my goal, and this is the realization that I came to very recently. And as for my future plans, I want to create a support group that meets regularly, like maybe bi-weekly or monthly, where you would also like interact with others who stutter. I personally attended a support group at the University of Washington called Huskies who Stutter, and that really helped me. It made me see like different people with different levels of stuttering, and like, but we all go through the same hardships. Even like the person who has a severe stutter or the person who has like a moderate stutter that you could barely hear. So I think creating a support group that meets regularly is important, and I plan to do that in the future. I also want to do events, and not just on Stuttering Awareness Day, but like throughout the year. And speaking of Stuttering Awareness Day, for the upcoming one, I'll be collaborating with a local university here to do like an online and an in-person campaign that would span like the 3 weeks of October leading up to Stuttering Awareness Day, that I think would actually help me a lot in raising awareness on stuttering in Saudi Arabia. Also, I want to continue using art to raise awareness on stuttering. This is a poster that I'll be making and like printing hopefully soon. I also want to create more t-shirts that raise awareness on stuttering but also look cool. And yeah, just like continue exploring art, continue using Mutalathim as my creative outlet to raise awareness on stuttering and do and like explore different stuff. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed hearing me talk about raising awareness in Saudi Arabia. I would like to ask you to follow my Instagram account if you want. And if you want to contact me, you can either contact me on the Instagram account or on my email or on my phone. And now, if you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Oh, okay, Rob, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, hi. I'm from New Zealand, and I'm essentially trying to do a lot of what you're trying to do over here. And I started about half a year ago, and I had amazing plans of what I was wanting to achieve. And I think, and then you work out half a year has actually flown and you haven't achieved a hell of a lot. And so if you do end up without any energy and you want some help, if you get onto me, we may be able to help each other, just, like get that energy to do what we need to do.
Thank you, Rob, and I'll take your name down and like keep it in mind. And also the same with you. If you need anything, just feel free to contact me.
That will do. Thank you.
Eric, I see you have your hand up as well.
Yeah, this is Eric from Kenya, and I just want to make some short comment. One, I would wish to say that you are doing amazing work, and my take home from you is that awareness creation has to come from us. We we shouldn't wait for someone else to come and do awareness creation for us persons who stammer, because I think we are in a position to raise the awareness quite well than anyone else. Number two is that number two take home for me is also the point where it is manifesting that partnership and cooperation is very vital in this journey, because I feel like for quite a long time organizations of persons who stammer have always been operating in what I call isolation, and it is very, very good that we are actually having this StutterFEst, because it kind of brings all of us now on the same table to form the much needed cooperation and partnership that we push our agenda. That is what I hate to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric, for sharing. I completely agree with you. Also, I'd like to thank StutterFEst and Tom for having me. I like even though it was a very last, it was like a short notice. I appreciate you guys having me.